Hey folks, welcome back to Deer Corner. Out here scouting. Sorry about the wind, but it is breezy. And the other thing, it's 87 degrees in the shade. I don't know what it is in the sunlight, but why choose a day like today? It's breezy, it's hot, humid, to scout for deer. Well, it's one of the good times to go scouting for deer. A deer isn't a dumb animal. Now, you take a human, he gets to sweating, and then he goes sits in front of a fan, starts drinking water or whatever, and it feels good. Well, what he don't understand is, oh, it feels good, but why you keep drinking water? Well, I got dehydrated when I'm sweating. No, that's not true. The fact is that with that fan blowing on you and that wind blowing on you, it keeps pulling the moisture out of your skin. Therefore, you got to drink water in front of a fan to keep from being dehydrated, because the fan's dehydrating you. Well, it's the same thing out here in the timber, out here in the woods. Deer are the same way. When that wind's blowing, like it is now, it's pulling the moisture out of the ground, out of the trees, out of the leaves. It's even drying your cut firewood. And it's also drying out your animals, like a deer. A wind will dehydrate your deer if it's sitting and laying in the wind. So you find the areas that are cooler, let's say, down in your draws, on the hillsides, out of the wind. A deer will not lay in a hillside on a breeze during a hot summer day or a hot summer night, because that wind will dehydrate him. Therefore, he will find a place that's cooler out of the wind and down in where he can lay down and be safe. These are the areas we're looking for today. And we'll through July be looking at these areas. And as far as we go out here hiking, and this is something that I like, ELO. These are a thermal canteen for my water. And I've come across these. These are really, really good canteen. And I don't prefer bottled water. I won't buy bottled water, but I have a nice thermal canteen. But getting back to the deer, the reason being in hunting for deer in times like this and finding these locations. Now, these are key bedding locations. And what I mean by that is that in the summertime, they will be bedded into these areas in hot summer days, such as right now that a breeze are blowing and it's up over 90 degrees up here in the mountains, and it's hot and humid, and they will find these locations. And in the winter time during deer season, this same location that you find now is the same location that will be the warmest part in the winter time during hunting season. That will be a winter bedding area. And that's funny how it could be a cool area in the summer and a warm area in the winter, but it's out of the weather, it's covered, and at the point in deer season, there's no foliage. The leaves are off the trees. Therefore, the sunlight can come down and heat it up, so they can be in that area during the coldest part of the winters. So you need to find these areas that are cooler in the summer, and they will end up being the warmest place in the winter for deer hunting. So to get out and find these areas is the actual key in bedding areas. I see a whole lot of videos on bedding areas. I've seen people walk through the woods and look down and see where deer been bedding. But they're not a key bedding area. A deer will feed for 4 hours and stop and lay down and relax and take it easy, and then get up again and move again. So you're going to have an impression in an area that a deer laid down while it was feeding. That don't mean it's a bedding area. That's just an area where he stopped and took a nap. But during the cold weather and during the hottest weather, you can find the key bedding areas. And that's what we're looking at today. We will through July. And then we will put our deer stands before or after the bedding areas that we find. We will not put a stand in that area. We want to keep that area basically as a sanctuary area. So that's what we're doing today. I'm showing my grandsons a little bit about it so that I can pass it on to them so they can use it as they're growing up and pass it on. But finding these areas such as this is one of the key things I find in hunting deer and finding deer. Now, I'm not looking for bucks. I'm not going to mention no videos, no names. This is a buck bedding area. I have yet seen a doe run up to a buck. I haven't seen that. I've been in the woods a lot of years. But I see bucks running to does. Therefore, I am looking for the does. I'm not looking for the bucks. You find the does, the bucks go to them. The does don't go to the buck. So you find the does. And these areas, you will find the does. They go back to time and time again because that's the way they were shown. You'll have several generations of deer using the same area because they were shown that when they were growing up. When they were fawns and growing up, the doe showed them, and therefore they will show their fawns. And that area becomes a family area, just like Thanksgiving for us. That area, the deer will gather there. Several generations in and out will go to these areas. So right now in summer scouting is a key thing to find these areas and then place your stands accordingly. But just something I'm wanting to show you, something I'm wanting to bring along, something I'm showing my grandkids. And like I say, you're out in the woods, be safe and carry plenty of water. Boy, it is hot out here. And you just be safe when you're out in the woods. And I hope to see you again.